Tom, it's an honor to recognize you and dedicate the Tom Ford Athletic Training Room. I can think of no one more deserving of this honor, and though I never was blessed with a chance to work with you through the years, your name and what you've done for Oakland University athletics is historical and leaves a legacy that few, if any, will ever match. You epitomize what it meant to be a pioneer and a Golden Grizzly, and your honor today in spending time with your family as we recognize all that you've done is a fitting tribute to the thousands and thousands of student athletes and sports programs that you played a pivotal role in positioning them for championship success and being someone that they looked on and trusted through their time at Oakland University. Congratulations, thanks so much, and we really love you.
Well, Tom Ford is one of the most significant people that has ever worked at this university. He had a long career here. He sat next to me on the bench for over 30 years, and he affected more student athletes than anybody that I've ever been in contact with at this university. He was one of the most selfless people that I ever met in my life. He was a calming factor to all these young student athletes, boys, girls, men, women, whatever they came in as boys and girls maybe and left as men and women. But Tom was always there for him. And in athletics, injuries and healthcare are really, really important, and they can really weigh on the psyche of an individual. And Tom's demeanor, the way he handled the injuries, the way he handled the rehabilitation, the way he handled the mental side of it, kids just flocked to him. They loved him. I don't think I've ever, in all my years in the business, seen a single individual that was as loved and as valued as Tom Ford was. And it wasn't just the Oakland basketball team. I kind of put my arm around him and said he's mine, but he was soccer, he was the women's soccer, he was every student athlete that came through that training room. He was a special, special person to those people.
The messages always were, let's get you healthy, let's get you back as quick as possible, let's be safe, but let's take this head on, and we're in this together. And that was something that was, I think, a really strong message that was really cool for people to hear and see with Tom, is like, we're going to do this together, and we're going to make this happen. And then you knew someone believed in you. You believed that they're going to get you back to where you needed to be, and even stronger. And they had a process you could trust.
He was one of those genuine human beings that always woke up with a smile on his face, never had a crossword with anybody, very positive, loved what he was doing, loved working with the student athletes, and they in turn loved being around him. I think that there are probably times where some coaches probably were jealous of the relationship that Tom had with some of our student athletes, but his approach every day was the same. He was just calm, cool, and collected. He didn't ever seem to get flustered. So I took a lot of that, with me. Just watching how he went about his business every single day.
With Tom, you absolutely knew whatever he said was the right call. And so it took that part of the equation out of it for me, where I didn't have to second guess people, this, that, or the other thing. And I could just go with the call and know that it was the right call.
From a player's perspective, Tom was kind of your voice that you could relate to, and he's obviously the guy that took care of you, but he also he's a guy that you could go to and ask any questions, or if you're homesick, or you're having you don't like your coach at the time or whatever, and he would just listen and be there for you, and kind of like a big brother, surrogate dad, counselor, doctor. I mean, he wore a ton of hats.
He cared so much about you as a person, and I think that's something that shouldn't go unnoticed, right? I mean, there's so many times people just will do their job and not necessarily engage more on that personal level, but Tom was definitely that person who would always ask, how's everything going? Is there anything else that I can do for you? I mean, so thoughtful, and just, again, you always wanted to be around him. You wanted to be in his presence. And that's something I definitely appreciated about T. Ford, and, you know, how he led the training staff at Oakland University.
One of my favorite memories, I think, from day one all the way until the day, my last day at Oakland University, was every single morning, no matter the weather, Tom Ford would walk into the athletic training room and say, "Good morning, Golden Grizzlies." And didn't matter what you felt that day, if it was a rough day ahead of you or a rough day behind you, always knowing that Tom was going to come into the door and say those words helped create just a wonderful atmosphere for everybody that worked around him, as well as every single student athlete that we got to work with during our time together as athletic trainers. And that's the great thing about Tom, is his ability to create sunny weather wherever he's at. His positive outlook on life has no doubtably helped him during his fight currently right now with ALS. As difficult as it is, I think Tom's ability to say, "Good morning, Golden Grizzlies," every single morning has helped him in this fight.
A great appreciation for a wonderful human being, wonderful person, kind-hearted, and just, you know, it was always about someone else and not him.
Every day, it's a great day to be a Golden Grizzly, would be his saying, and you know, it was. When Tom was around, it was a great day to be a Golden Grizzly.
Love you, Tom.